Getting kids to eat their greens is a tale as old as time. It usually looks like a tense standoff at the dinner table, where nutrition feels like a chore, and forcing down broccoli becomes a battle of wills. But the Roots curriculum takes a completely different path. Instead of lecturing about vitamins and minerals, it frames healthy eating as an interactive journey. This journey is structured around a specific tool, the magical Food Forest Adventure Map. It guides students through whimsical zones like the Sorting Meadow, the Plant Pals Hub, and the Smoothie Waterfall. Framing nutrition as an exploration changes the dynamic. It bypasses a child's natural psychological resistance to being told what to do, turning what used to be a demand into an invitation. The very first stop on this map is the Sorting Meadow. In the Yuck or Yum sorting game, kids top different foods into two distinct buckets, I like and I don't like. Encouraging the yuck sounds counterintuitive, but giving explicit permission to reject a food actually decreases defensiveness. The pressure is off. Food literacy has to begin with agency. A child needs to feel like they are in control of their own palate before they will ever be willing to expand it. Once that baseline of control is established, the map moves them to the Plant Pals Hub, focusing on familiar, everyday produce. The curriculum takes standard grocery items and turns them into everyday heroes by assigning them faces and playful personalities. In a simple mechanical learning activity, the kids draw lines connecting these smiling, posed characters to their true botanical names. Making these foods friendly lowers the emotional barrier. It acts as the perfect set of training wheels before the kids are asked to interact with plants they have never seen before. The journey then pushes deeper into the foraging forest. This marks the moment where the definition of food expands well beyond the grocery store aisle. Students are introduced to the concept of wild wonders, edible superplants that are hiding in plain sight in their own everyday environments. This diagram shows how the curriculum categorizes these foods. Alongside familiar apples and bananas, a new branch opens for unexpected edibles: speckbome, parsley, nettle, purslane, and plantain. Through matching exercises, kids are trained to spot and categorize these hidden plants in their own backyards. The curriculum's greatest trick is turning a child's mundane surroundings into a hidden pantry. It shifts their identity from a passive consumer to an active explorer. The map leads to the Smoothie Waterfall, shifting the focus from naming plants to actually using them. This graphic represents the basic recipe exercise, which requires blending those familiar heroes, half a banana and half an apple, with 5 leaves of their newly discovered wild plants. The hands-on work continues in the Sprinkle and Inventor Lab. Here, kids take on an engineering task, mapping out the materials they need to build their very own food dehydrator. Physically manipulating the food, from blending smoothies to dehydrating leaves, connects the abstract lessons to a tangible, finished result. The physical tasks wrap up, and the map concludes at the reflection tree, where the emotional processing begins. The post-lesson reflection asks kids to evaluate their own emotional state, whether they felt happy, bored, or sad. It also measures their sense of community by asking if they felt like part of the team. When a child identifies a plant in the wild and brings it to the kitchen, the food stops being a generic grocery item. It becomes a personal discovery that they chose to include in their meal. Treating the environment as an interactive forest replaces a lecture with a first-hand experience. It's a method that builds an interest in nutrition by making the child the lead investigator in their own backyard.